Hi Beauty Fam, I am showcasing some Get Ready With Me products of shopping my stash of oldies but goodies, but then also trying on products that you have not seen me use yet or review on my channel. So for example, the Nessa Myricks Blurring Balm, or say powder and a new mascara. So if you're interested in hanging out and seeing what I shop for my stash and new products, then keep watching. Beauty fam, welcome back to Mickey Cara Beauty. I'm Mickey Carico, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare and beauty and high-end products, sometimes indie. And today I thought I would do a get ready with me with shopping my stash plus looking at and trying out some products that I haven't shown on my channel yet. So it's been a busy summer for all of us, me included, and I just wanted to enjoy the weather here in the Northwest. And if some of you are familiar with the Northwest, our summers are very short. When it's sunny out, it's sunny and glorious, but it's also very short. So I wanted to really be present, and I didn't post as much this summer on YouTube and Instagram just because I wanted to take advantage of the fantastic summer weather we were having. Weather today is actually rainy, so it was really a rude awakening for really that fall is coming. So I have time to film because I'm going to be inside all day. I already have my skincare on my face, and I thought I'd show the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Now this is not new on the market, but it's new to me, and I ended up getting a smaller sample size, or a smaller size, because I wasn't sure about this. My holy grail is the Double Tensor Sisley primer. I've been looking for close dupes or other primers, and it's nice to have primers for different things if you want to mattify. So this is what one squeeze looks like. And so we'll just try that. I don't think I need more than that. I'm just going to put that on my face. It doesn't have really a additional smell or perfume that I can detect, so I like that. It seems to be blurring, and I'm not going to say mattifying, but it definitely looks like makes your skin look just blurred and silkier, just kind of what it says. It's a liquid silk canvas. So, oh no. So I have some other facial products down, and it's not reacting well to that. So there's definitely pilling going on. So I'm gonna have to start over. I'm actually using some medical grade spa dermatologist grade skincare, and that was a new product. I can't remember the product, but it's something my esthetician gave me, and it's pharmaceutical grade, so there's higher regulation on it, and it's supposed to help with my skin. Here's the thing about these, those are great for skincare, but they don't necessarily always play well with makeup. Most of my skincare I just wiped off, including that Tatcha. So I'm going to start over. I'm going to use the Phytosurgence Verdant Force Field, and I have used this on my channel, and it's this matcha green color, but it does disappear. It doesn't turn green. It just really does disappear on the face. Super moisturizing. Really enjoying this product. This is often sold out on their website. I'm gonna take that Tatcha Silk Primer, do one pump, because I don't think I need any more than that. Okay, great. So those did not react. Those played well together. There's no pilling. Those are the two products I used. I have not officially shown this in a Get Ready With Me, but I'm going to do it today because I actually didn't do a review of this, because by the time I had formulated my thoughts on it, a month had passed. And as we know on YouTube, a lot of makeup videos, the way they get viewed and higher hits is by when if a product is released, then you get more reviews or views. And that's just the way the algorithm goes. People tend to click on the stuff that is either being released quickly or right away, and so they want to see reviews. But I didn't want to do a review on this in first impressions, because I knew this Nessa Myricks Blurring Balm Powder for face and eyes was something special. If I could figure out how it would work best for me, then I could give it a fair shot. It was one of those products where I tried it twice, and the first two times were not good for me, and it's one of those things where I just had to figure out what kind of way to use it would be best. So I'm grabbing my BK Beauty 101 foundation brush. It's a synthetic brush. It's one of my favorite foundation brushes, and this blurring balm powder, I have it in Yummy Skin 4, and it comes in this mechanism, and there is this paddle that comes out, and the first couple times I used it, and this is what I figured out, for at least for me, it was to not use this because I was using too much. When I used too much, it was welling in my pores and it didn't look cute and it was wearing down terribly. So the best way, at least for me, to use it is for me to just use it with skincare and then this, and then, or primer and then this, and then it's just kind of like this simple light makeup day. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. That's the color for 04. It's going to be a little bit light, but the thing about this product is that it can adjust really well with when you put bronzer down. So just patting it maybe 3 or 4 times. And so what I've been doing is just kind of patting it down. Patting it down. And I've tried this with the scoop. I've tried this with my hands, a sponge, a beauty blender sponge, and those have not worked for me. There's something about just the pouncing with preferably a synthetic brush. It's been okay with the mixed natural hairbrush, but I just found that synthetic works better for me. It's good to show you like real skin. So you can see where I'm having redness. I have rosacea right here, here, here. And usually that's how it presents. I have acne and I'm just having a general breakout. So you can really see, you know, this is not like a full coverage balm, but if I wanted to build up, I could. So we'll do that and see how much I can do that today. I want to look perfected today. I didn't want like a heavy foundation day today. So I just want to stop here and then show you what that looks like, one side versus this side. And in terms of like blurring products, my favorite still is that Chanel Water Fresh tint, which they still have not restocked. And I'm really bummed about it because that was like my holy grail last summer to just put on because it's water-based and it was just really cooling to my face. So you can see where there's still redness here. I'm not going to correct it. It's just what my skin does. What I'm going to do is actually put some of this on my lids just to sweep it across. You can see it's a really good foundation match. Finish up the rest of this Hourglass primer, and I think it's time. I think I'm going to actually throw it out today. Well, you know what? No, I'm going to actually just get rid of it. I think it's time. It's time. If you have an eye primer that you like, let me know. I was thinking about getting the NARS eye primer because I have oily lids and that has worked for me in the past. This is something I've never shown on my channel. It's the Orsay Come Closer setting powder. And I forget if they come in different colors. This is what the color is. So I think it might be too light, but we'll try it today. I really love this mechanism here. Some of the powder goes in there, so it's perfect for kind of dipping your brush in there. There is some in here, and I'm just going to grab some of that. I'm going to set my eyes. And I'm actually going to set this blurring balm powder. Now, when I had seen Danessa Myricks in her tutorials and whatnot, she was really saying that you don't have to use setting powder for this because in a way it could be used as setting powder. I found it was best if I did pat it down with powder and it just looked better throughout the day. So with the blurring balm powder, if I have time, I will pat it down. We want to check this Asian-owned company out, or ORCE, Come Closer setting powder. So that's a Shop My Stash product. I don't have any new concealer, but I do have 2 products that I don't remember if I've ever showed on my channel. These are stick concealers. So I have the Chantecaille stick concealer in 5, Real Skin 5, and then Cle De Peau, and I believe it is color Buff. And I'll swatch those in a minute, but what I want to do actually, because these are creamy concealers, although they say they're not dry at all, they're not dry. Well, yeah, they're drier. So I'm going to put some emollient gel under my eyes. And this is the Chanel Micro Gel Yeux. And I just like to add an extra layer of moisturizer under my eye area when I know I'm feeling like dehydrated or I'm going to be using products that are just a tad bit drier. So that is 5 for the Chantecaille, and this is Cle De Peau in the old formula in Buff. And I didn't get the new one because I didn't want to be wasteful. I already have this and I need to finish it. So very similar. Which one is more emollient? I would say there's more creaminess to the Cle De Peau, but they're both pretty creamy. 5 in the Chantecaille is a shade, a hair brighter and a bit more peachy, whereas the Buff, it's deeper. You can see it looks a little bit more olive toned. I don't reach for them that much. I just need more emolliency generally for my under eye area. So I ended up getting the Chantecaille because I wanted a concealer for days where I'm having acne, where if the foundation I'm using like today doesn't cover up the acne, then I wanted to use that. The Cle De Peau is a holy grail for a lot of people, but there's something about this formula that when I put it on the skin anywhere not under my eyes, I end up breaking out in whiteheads. So I have to be very careful about this, but otherwise it's a beautiful concealer. So I use it just under my eye if possible, or just the outer part. Is just taking some of this to try to blend out a little bit of the acne that I'm having. I have some acne that's flaring up here, some kind of dabbing that here. I'm going to put it right underneath. Sonia G Jumbo Concealer. I'm gonna go to this one. And I didn't put eye corrector down because I wanted to see how this would do without eye corrector. And again, I'm just keeping it right under the under eye area because it's so emollient that I think it ends up sometimes giving me acne in the areas where I have pores. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna use my finger instead. I think the product got wiped away too much with that brush. So I'm gonna go in again and see if it's just better to use my finger, which I'm suspecting it might be because when there's a cream product, the warmth of one's fingers actually warms up the product more. So it works in the, so you're working in the product essentially. It's okay. It's nothing that I can't say like you need to get it. It's a holy grail. I got it because I wanted to try it. I know that some people have said it's a really great product for aging skin, or it's a holy grail because it's so emollient and thick. I find it a little fussy. I'm grabbing actually the yellow for Pat McGrath for under eye, and it just helps brighten that area. See how wonderful that product is. That's yellow on this side and none on that side. It's just love that Pat McGrath powder. I wish she came out with this powder like bigger, because this is just marketed for under eye, but I've often used this powder all over my face as well as the medium color, and it's just a beautiful product. Otherwise it's just really tiny, but it lasts a while. Like I've only panned one of these and this is the color yellow. I might go back to, well, I think this is fine. I like the medium to brighten under my eye, and then I like this for the rest of my face. The product I have not shown yet, and I have to thank this beauty content creator below, Diana Lise. I don't know when to say her name wrong. She's a beauty content creator based, I believe, in Florida. She had a giveaway recently for the Wayne Goss Luxury Eye Palette, the Smoky Quartz palette, and the accompanying eyeliner. And so I ended up winning that. So I wanted to thank her for doing that giveaway, and thank you so much. So I'll put her channel below so you can check her out and give her some love and support her and follow her. And she did a YouTube video and review of this. So I'll put that one below so you can check her out and follow and subscribe to her. I left it in this box because I had not reviewed it yet for you, but I've been using it. And this is officially my third Wayne Goss palette. So it's a neutral lover's dream. I love that this eyeshadow palette. I really do think that it's a really good dupe for the Tom Ford Metal Lust, which is this palette, which I believe at this time of the filming of this is actually not available anymore. So I really feel that a lot of people missed out on this glorious palette, which is so unfortunate. And this could be a really good dupe for that. This is actually my favorite Tom Ford palette at this point. I think it's that beautiful. Depending on what I'm wearing, and the season, what my skin coloring looks like. Okay, I stand corrected. There are actually 2 shimmer shades and 3 mattes. I just find his eyeshadow formula is just wonderful, and that it's accessible to all levels, like beginners and then age groups. So they might not swatch beautifully, but the way they go on, it's so easy. And I really feel like he makes really great basic color stories, like one staples in your routine. And you might not get really like cool color stories like ColourPop or Pat McGrath, but that's actually not his market. It's just kind of like really great color stories that are everyday and reliable. So these 2 are shimmer shades, these 3 are matte, and the topper shade. I'll do some swatches of the Metal Lust palette. I'm not using it, and I'm worried I'm going to pan it. So this is Metal Lust by Tom Ford. So you can see it's kind of like not an exact dupe, but it's kind of like a sister cousin to the Smoky Quartz palette from Wayne Goss. Tom Ford 13 brush. This is one of the original ones. I got one brush before they transferred over to synthetic. So this is a goat hair brush. It's like the only one I have. And I'm actually taking this lightest shade, and I'm actually going to use this to just neutralize everything on my lid, to brighten up everything. Hakuhodo brush, J5523 brush. It's short, but it's like, I don't know, it's like one of my favorite brushes. So grabbing this shade here, it's the shimmer shade, but it's a good crease shade. And it's similar to this one here from Tom Ford. Some people have heard people say that they get annoyed of how big these pans are, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Will I ever hit pan on it? Probably not, but I rarely have hit pan on any palette of mine, regardless of the pan size. So I'm not sure why people get miffed about his pan size. Like, I'd rather have more than less, unless they're saying they want more colors. But I actually like carefully curated palettes of 4 and 6. And then once it starts to get more than that, I can sometimes get confused. I just sometimes don't want to think early in the morning when I'm doing my makeup. I just want the palette to tell me what to do. And that's just kind of what I prefer. Some people don't want that. They want choices. They want like a 10 pan palette. Deeper shade right next to it's the shimmer shade, but I'm going to use that to deepen up. Grabbing a clean 003 Wayne Goss brush. Hey, it's a squirrel hair, and I'm just gently just buffing in the shadows and blending them together. I love to do this, just like to blend, take a moment to stop and just carefully build. He also makes a set that's for smaller eyelids, which I have, so I love that. I especially love his squirrel hairs products as well. Shade here to deepen up the outer corner. And I'm using a Sonia G mini booster. I ended up going on a break and vacation with my family, and as some of you know, I took a break from YouTube and Instagram, and it wasn't that long. I just wanted a little bit of a diet from social media and texting and internet, because I'm on the computer all day managing multiple texts, and when that's your life, a part of your job, you just want to unplug. Okay, so you can see how that just deepened up. I don't want to go any deeper because this is a daytime look. Take my tried and true 02 rougher brush and then go into this shade here. Okay, I'll get in close so you can see. It's really pretty. And then I'm going to grab a Sonia G Builder 1 and go into this shade here and then run it underneath. Just kind of smokes out the look a little bit, makes the eyes look a little bit bigger. I'm gonna take this brush and actually take this on the outer edge just to deepen up the look. This is a Sonia G soft definer. It's this color here. Definer from Sonia G and taking this deepest plum shade, this one here, and using that as a liner, the start of a liner. So I'm just kind of using that at the edge here. I don't go too far in with my eyes because the more you go in, and people might have different thoughts on that, but the more I go in, it makes my eyes look more closed. Okay, so I'm going to use this as a liner, so I'm going to just kind of run it along a bit. And it just adds some depth to the eye look. Okay, so I'm going to take one more time that clean brush from Wayne Goss and just kind of clean up the edges a little bit, you know, just really lightly just run it across. It's a really, really beautiful look. I posted a picture on Instagram. I'll put it right here and I'll put it like compared to what I did today. It's a little bit less smoky, but I've definitely done a more smoky I'm using look. The Precisely My Brow by Benefit. And I haven't used this as much because it's more for precise placement. It's like if you want to add some strokes to your eyebrow, usually use a different Benefit product, but we're going to use this today. But just areas of my eyebrows that are just not as thick. Okay, so that is really pretty actually. I should use that more. I think it looks a little bit more natural than what I usually use. I usually use the Goof Proof Brow Pencil, which has this side is the brush, which I do like. I'll use that now. And it has kind of like this angled edge, which covers more area, but it's not as like gentle or light looking. So I gotta wear this one more. This is really nice. So that's kind of like shopping my stash. I like that. It looks very natural. Diane List also sent the graphite eyeliner that came with this eyeshadow. And so I'm actually going to use a little bit of it here, just kind of like, I don't tight line my eyes just because it makes it harder on my contacts, but I will use this to just apply as close to the eyelash line as possible. Just makes a little difference. And I already have that deeper shadow down, so it already helped with the base. This is a nice color because it's a smoky color. It's gray. And the nice thing about his products, which I didn't show, is that any of these pencils you can actually use to deepen up the look. So you can lay it down as like a traditional kohl and deepen up the look, but I didn't do that today because this is like a daytime look I want. And the first time I used this, I really went smoky with the look. Emphasize that here too, in the corners. And that's it. I don't want to use any more. Okay, so the eyelashes are curled. I ended up getting these two mascaras from Bonnie, and I'll put her handle here below and down in the description box. She also had a giveaway, and I ended up winning those too. So thank you so much, Bonnie. She has like the best swatches, and she puts them up on her reels, and they're just really great where she does unboxings and shows you what she's got, but moreover, she's just like the queen of swatches. So thank you, Bonnie. They're both Too Faced products from mascara. One is for shamelessly thick and curled lashes. This is Damn Girl, and this is Better Than Sex mascaras. There's lots of words on here. I'm just kind of like looking to see what each one is supposed to do. This is, again, new to me products. Better Than Sex mascara. That's what the wand looks like. It's supposed to have peptides, creates a false lash effect, dramatic volume, longer lashes, base to tip curl, film forming polymer, locks, curl in place, something for volume and peptides, condition lashes, ophthalmologist tested, suitable for contact lens wearers. Okay, that's all the marks for me. So I'll finish up with this. And this is what the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara looks like. I just want to show you the other two Wayne Goss palettes that I have. Very first one, which is the Imperial Topaz, which is kind of like the most basic color story I think anyone starting out should have. I'm glad he listened that people didn't want black in every palette. The second one I got was the Tourmaline one. So that's Tourmaline. And then the last one that we have is the Smoky Quartz. He's like masterful at having like really like the basic beautiful palettes. Like all of these are really beautiful together, and I don't think I'll get rid of these. And why I love them so much is that I think these are like really classic color stories, and they're really wonderful on those of us with aging eyelids, and it's really such an easy color story that I don't have to think too much. I would have to say that I'm not big on this glitter topper. I wish it wasn't so glittery. Some people were oohing and awing that this was like creamier and like much more glittery than the last two. You know, I don't want so much glitter every day. So I wouldn't want to use this as an everyday palette, and I don't want glitter every day. So I actually like these glitter toppers and the original ones better. So I'll swatch those. And it's just like a really subtle glitter topper, as opposed to like I can feel the granularity of this new one. I can see I can feel the glitter. It's like more grainy, whereas the other ones are just kind of like, it's more of just a shimmer, and I can feel it that there's definitely a difference. So that's the new one. Yeah, I mean, there's more impact, but it's also, I'm getting more fallout. My favorite still is Tourmaline, just because I love these plummy tones. I think this is actually more beautiful in person because there's like this pink shimmer shade. There's a plum shimmer shade. Actually, there's only one matte is what I remember. This is the only matte in here. There's a deep plum, medium plum, and this pink, and this is like a shimmer shade as well. I just love this color story. I think it's so beautiful. So this is my favorite one, then this one, and then this one, because it's like my basic, it's like basic palette that's really beautiful. These three blushes, and these were released earlier this summer, and this one is Night Bloom. This one is Cosmic Coral, and this one is Venusian Sunrise. So what I'll do is swatch these for you here, each of the colors. So Venusian Sunrise, love this purple color. Combine both so you can see what they look like, and that's combined on top. In a way, it's like you have three different blushes. It's kind of cool. This is Night Bloom, purple, and then the red, and then I'll swirl both of them. That's very red. I think this is going to be too pigmented for me. Cosmic Coral, and together. Yeah, this is more my wheelhouse. Definitely the first two. I don't know if I can do this. So today, another time I will try this out. I just don't want to mess my base makeup up. So I've tried this one already. I think this is glorious. I love the purple, light purple in this. And you can almost use this, at least in my skin tone, as a highlighter. But for this video, because I'm featuring makeup that I haven't showed you yet, we'll do this one. So I'm going to take a squirrel hairbrush because these look really pigmented. So I'm taking, I'm gonna see if I can actually use this as, no, it's coming up as, this is definitely coming up not as a bronzer. This is definitely a blush, but it's so pretty. That's okay, I'll do like this back here so you can see. Downside of this is that because it's, yes, it's a beautiful design, but you have to have if you want the separate colors, you generally have to like pinch your ferrule or have a smaller blush brush. But, you know, I just worked that. You saw me pinch it. I'm definitely going to do this because it looks really intense, and I'm going to put that in the front. It's a little bit too much on the front. Prefer my blush more back here. Yeah, it's a little bit too pink. So what I'm going to do actually for the second look, I actually like this color more than this. This is almost too bright. I really am digging this color back here. What I'm going to do actually for this side, I'm going to actually swirl it and see what happens. And then maybe lean more on like picking up that side. It's very pinky. I actually was hoping more of this color here. You can see how what happened is definitely more pinky here. This is kind of like not what I wanted, but I guess we're gonna go with it. Yeah, I definitely prefer this color more. This is just, it's just too bright for pink. I don't think I would use that on the daily, but I like this color a lot. It's really, let me do another swatch. I think this is a really beautiful blush color. Do you see that? Okay, so it's good to know this is like super pinky. So what I'm gonna do is probably put some extra powder down to just chill that out. Like that, I'm almost like that collection that release was like a money grab because she came out with the regular blushes earlier. Same design of the embossing, but it was like the colors. And this is hands down still my favorite color, which is the Desert Orchid. And I think I prefer these ones better than those duo colors, just because I don't have to fuss with like the two different colors. So this is the YSL Touche Éclat 3D All Over Glow, and because I have a tan, I definitely can use this as a highlighter. And when I'm lighter in the winter, I can use this actually all over as an illuminating powder. So I'm grabbing my Katie Jane Hughes Spectrum 008 brush, and it's like the synthetic one. I just like the size. I like her. I didn't really do a review of these. I think I don't want to dedicate any more time to this review other than like I got that big set and I posted it on Instagram, and I have an unboxing video of these brushes. I enjoy the face brushes from this collection more than the eyeshadow brushes. I just have fantastic eyeshadow brushes and I'm pretty picky about them. But as for synthetics, I think it's always good to have a good set of synthetics for face because of use of cream products and highlighters and whatnot. So just going into that product as a highlighter. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. Again, it's that color. It has almost like a pink sheen. Do you see that? You know what it's doing? It's giving me the effect of what I love of the Suku melting powder blushes. So what I was getting at, I tend to go on tangents. It's been the year of blushes in my eyes of like really cutthroat, wonderful powder blushes, but I'm calling it already. My favorite blushes of the year are the Suku melting powder blushes. Like there's a lot of great, like nice blushes out that came in this year, but the ones that just blew my mind were the Suku melting powder blushes. And they're just beautiful. Like I put it on and it's, when you know it's great, you know, because it's like, woo. And, you know, this was like really high pigment and it's like a little bit like great, though this will last all day, but it's a bit fussy. Like I have to be careful not to put too much. I have to powder it down. Whereas the Suku, it's buildable. It's gorgeous. So I grabbed a Suku melting powder blush in 03 and that's what it looks like. And so you can see there's like a sheen. Do we see it? A little bit. And it's just so pretty. And I haven't done a formal review of this yet, but I was wondering if it was going to be a dupe for the RMS Beauty blushes. It's not. There's something just more elegant about this and softer about this formula. RMS, I still think it's a little bit fussy. Like you have to be careful about using too much or else it just kind of looks a little bit garish because then there's like too much bling. And so I'll swatch that. So you can see it's like super pigmented. So it's almost like the Pat McGrath version of the Suku melting powder blush, but it's it's almost too pigmented for me. So, you know, the thing about what people have said about Suku is that sometimes they don't hit the marks for deeper complected people, and I definitely see that. So I think a good alternative or dupe would be the RMS Beauty. So I think these are really beautiful. So days I'm using this, I don't have to use highlighter. It's just more that I have to be careful, just similar to Pat McGrath, that I don't look like a clown. I like my blush generally more subtle, which is like these melting powder blushes. I want all of them. That was a really nice dupe. It's almost got like a purple sheen to it. So I gotta bring this out. I'm gonna actually put this in my highlighter section so I know to grab that more. That's fun, shopping my stash. I mean, you find new things that you forgot you had. It's been blushed up, I'm highlighted. I think the last thing I'm gonna show you, and I don't know if I did a review of this, I ended up getting the Carina Star Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. And it's, you know, I love it. I think it's like this beautiful coral. And that's Carina Star. I think it's a really beautiful color. For summer, it's just like really nice. I wish I had picked a corally kind of blush instead of this pink, but you know, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna do a shop my stash slash get ready with me new makeup that I haven't featured on my channel. So I am going to take my tried and true perfect blur powder from Chantecaille, take my buffing brush from BK Beauty 105 and just tamp it down because this is way too much blush. So I'm just actually going over the blush area because it's just needs to settle down. Okay, so I put my hair down. It's a little messy, but this is why I also put my hair up, because I can get some sort of like natural body and curl. I put my hair up for makeup application because it's out of the way and whatnot. So it's a little messy today. I'm ready to head out the door, and I think this is a really pretty look. It looks like I almost have like a full foundation on, and that's because of the, you know, the Danessa Myricks. And this is the beauty about this product, is that it just looks like this is like probably an hour in for filming, and the foundation just has settled really well. You could see that it was like slightly too yellow and deep at the beginning, but with me working in the product, it just ended up being a really beautiful color. I'm gonna pick a bronzer. This is an oldie but goodie, and you know if you've seen this on my channel, but I just need to pan it. I just really, because I just need to get rid of it by this summer because it's starting to get kind of, it's definitely panned. I just need to call it. And it's great that it's panned, but then also what happens is it starts to break apart and then it starts to get everywhere. So this is Tom Ford Gold Dust. Love it. Do some slimming here. Okay, so that's it. Gold Dust, Tom Ford. Okay, so that's it, beauty fam. Thanks for hanging out with me and shopping my stash, and then get ready with me with new products that I haven't featured yet on my channel. And if you haven't done so already, please consider commenting below and liking, and then consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you can get notification when I put up new videos. As always, please be very kind to yourself and others and just be you. Until the next video, take good care, beauty fam. Bye.